Both of them are there. Bring that paper. Bring that paper. The picture of that. Bring the film.
Kayanya. The one year from the decoration, I don't
بارك على محمد وبارك العالمين انك حميد مجيد. اهدنا الصراط الصالحين. سبحان ربك رب العزه عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
First Lady of the Federal Republic, the former Head of State, Representative of His Excellency General David Jerry Belmore. This morning, governors here present, former ministers here present, our chief launcher, the senior of Milan, who have also joined us this morning to celebrate a very distinguished daughter. You're welcome, sir. We are waiting in position to this event for us. The gaily dressed men and women who have come to honor one of our own extremely great round of applause in Abuja.
The role of the chief consul, I am always delighted to tell this story because of the esteem that we hold for this city and the founding fathers that have, in their wisdom, built this city, and now we are carrying the mantle of building the city. A friend of mine recently, who lives in Abuja, as you know, these days whoever comes to Abuja does not leave. So we are, an administrator, I'm always saddled with enormous responsibilities daily, through the State House regiment. All the first ladies were our mothers, and the heads of states were our fathers. I will tell you, during the sojourn, or when I was a special assistant in the office of the principal staff officer to the president, to the head of state, and General Abdul Salam was the head of state then, Her Excellency Justice Fati Abubakar was truly a mother to all of us at the State House. So it is not every day that we gather here to launch a book that will capture Fati, her sojourn as a first lady. What we are witnessing today shows that the former first lady has been very busy using her time to document for posterity the useful lessons we need to remember about honor, dignity, and nation building. Taking a look at this wonderful work of creativity, I am reminded of an American novelist and author, Norman Mailer, who says that writing books is the closest men come to childbearing. Incidentally, this book has not been written by a man, but by a woman who needs no lecture in the divine gift of bringing children to this world. I have no doubt that this book by Honorable Justice Fati Abubakar will go a long way to preserve for us and transform our minds and improve our creativity, particularly for those of us who are privileged to serve our nation as public officers. I also want to invite you after the launch to go around Abuja and enjoy the city to the fullest. And please obey our rules. This is a city that we are trying to make sure are built on subset of rules and procedures, especially my non-smoking ban. If you do it earlier, it will be nice, but by June 1st, no smoking in Abuja. Thank you very much.
A friend to so many people. I shall bring up to date with distinguished personalities due to politicians.
The first man is a woman. But actually, behind every successful woman is an excellent man. He also symbolized why particularly those of us from this part of the world should ensure that the girl child education becomes paramount and of high priority. Let me convince you further and continue to recognize these people. Senator. Mrs. Audley, who is sitting here with us, and humbly, I think these people symbolize for us that yes, success is behind patience. Success behind your ability. Success means the cooperation of two people. And I also discovered, because when some people I kept the thing of girl child education, they mistook it. that Babangida likes women. I said, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I also discovered, and this is especially through the line of Justice Fati and Abubakar, that when the girl child is educated, you have an excellent social security as a father. We have seen that, and I always give an example of myself. I finished NYSC in 1978, and 4 months after I got married. Following year, the child came, and I was taking care only of my immediate family. There was no extra to take home. But I discovered that Germany, no matter what condition we are, she would always carry something home. So from there I said to myself, and the first girl that came was a girl. So I said, I'm going to pay attention to the education of this girl, and I'm happy she's not made a doctor. Your Excellency, the Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Fati, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Plateau State, Your Excellency, the former Head of State, General Abdulsalami Alhaji Abubakar, who to me today is my subject. Because the whole thing, if you notice, the program is for Justice Fati Lami Abubakar. But let me say this, that it is these gentlemen that has helped in creating the background that almost 40 years of relationship that we're here today. This gentleman has kept the home front excellent. Otherwise, the story would have been different today. So we must give you credit for whatever credit we give the better half. An honest man. Sometimes his innocence is even taken for granted. His simplicity and humility, many people mistake. But I think we have become wiser now. Because when General Abubakar speaks to you, he is speaking honestly and from what we Africans say, from the bottom of his heart. When he advises you, do not hesitate, because you will not have an extra thing behind the advice. It will be a straightforward advice based on the information available to him at the time. A former head of state who today takes the credit of giving Nigeria democracy. Some of us were around. He could have stayed longer, but he did not. The temptations were there. His colleagues were saying, stay on to correct the ills of Nigeria. No, as you correct one ill, another one comes. So you will never be there. And he understood that. When many of us, who selfishly were saying, why do you want to live now? Particularly those of us from the axis of Mina. That stay on a little. No, he resisted that temptation. And 11 months after, he gave us the democracy that we're very proud of now. So you can see basically why we are here, to celebrate a basis and a foundation and a significant reason why, like I said, we should educate the girl child. Because my sister, my niece, and by the way, I'm the junior uncle down there, so don't worry. I will take up my position as junior brother and I'm not uncle. My advisor and an epitome of humility, a symbol of hope, paragon of motherhood, and a friend of the downtrodden and the hopeless. Please, I urge you to read this book and understand what it means to be a success. Thank you very much.
One of the things I took away from his speech is that once you educate a girl child, you have excellence for a fantastic fashion form. The mother of the nation, Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, when it comes to saying you see, and as former heads of states coming, a very senior member, a man whose presence towers above several others, Excellency General Abdul Salam, which were put together. It's time for us to celebrate a woman of great intellectual sagacity. Admire has done things you want to follow in her footsteps.
And so, is a well-crafted prose about the life and principles of one of the most illustrious and highly respected women in the United States in particular, and the Nigerian nation in general. The book also undoubtedly is a celebration of womanhood. Justice Fati, by sheer dint of hard work, diligence, perseverance, high moral discipline, quiet disposition, and integrity, has excelled in virtually all areas of life. Blessing trial after trial, she has become the epitome of honor and dignity and a role model for not only the Nigerian woman, but every African woman for whom she fights for social justice. It is often said that the quality of life of a person is judged not so much by the number of people around him, but the caliber of such people. When, as is the case with the living legend that we are celebrating today, the number as well as the quality around her are prodigious. It affirms that Almighty God has endowed her with special gifts. Attested to the fact of her credentials are the highly impressive testimonies of such distinguished personalities as His Royal Highness, the Emir of New, Al-Haji Dr. Umar Farooq Ahabu, the Chief Judge of Niger State, Honorable Justice Jibril Ndasu Ndaju, and of course, His Excellency General Abubakar, among many other eminent personalities. A recording in fluid prose, the book chronicles, albeit not chronologically, the exciting and tedious life of an icon in the judiciary and the one-time mother of the entire nation. Crafted in 7 chapters and a couple of attached appendices, the book documents the background, growth, public service, family life, marriage, and the career of her lordship, spanning a period of more than 5.5 decades. The style of writing is simple and fluid, and caters not only for readers of various intellectual levels, but various ages. An accomplished writer and a chief magistrate herself, Hajja Aminu Abubakar, has demonstrated her vast knowledge in Islam and philosophy by enriching her narration with copious quotations from the Holy Quran, the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and the philosophies of great cutting across time and places. The first two chapters reveal an interesting account of Justice Fati's childhood, adolescence, and maturity. Chapter 1, titled Lady of the House, captures Justice Fati's early childhood. Born of noble birth to the first Wazir of Mina, led Al-Hajj Balad of Mor Audi, and his wife, Hajjanana Asmau. Her lordship is the second child of the couple and the eldest daughter. Following the well-known Hausa tradition, she was taken away and brought up by her father's elder sister, Hajja Hadiza. However, the father, a highly educated and experienced administrative officer in the old northwestern state, ensured that his daughter not only attended the best of both Islamic and Western schools, but excelled in her chosen field. Her mother, Hajjanana Asmau, daughter of the late second Hausawa of Mina, was, and I quote, a tough and courageous woman who believes in standing firm for what she believes in life. Her lordship, a replica of both parents, saw in them true friends, advisors, motivators, and comforters. Armed with this noble and inspiring pedigree, she went first to a Christian missionary school, Our Lady's High School, Kaduna, and then in 1965 to the very famous Elizabeth Secondary School in Lowell, a unity school where only the brilliant went. Experienced her success with people of diverse ethnic groups and religious affiliations. Later captured Chapter 2, titled A Whole New Life, Marriage, Truly a Divine Institution, opens with a vast knowledge of marriage in Islam and the importance of the marriage institution in all religions. The authors pass the narration with appropriate quotations from the Holy Quran, the Hadith, and philosophy to buttress her points, thus displaying a vast knowledge in both religious education and secular matters. An example of a quotation from the Hadith is, and I quote, when a man gets married, he gets one half of the religion. Thus, he should fear God in the other half. This quotation appropriately introduces the middle of chapter 2, titled The General's Story. His Excellency General Abubakar's profile is recorded from the time he became the General Staff Officer 2, 2nd Division Garrison in 1967 to 1998 when he became the head of state and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That portion of narration ends with recording the names of the couple's 6 children, 3 boys and 3 girls. The remaining part of chapter 2 captures her lordship's relationship with her in-laws. Just a quote for an insight into her personality. When confronted with issues connected to her husband's family, Justice Fati takes responsibility, and the result will make no difference if it were the general himself. The portion titled Barracks and Soldiers' Wives talks about her life in the barracks and her relationship with the wives of the soldiers with whom she was with the president of the association. Listen to her. Life in the barracks can be interesting. When I went to stay in the barracks, I got to meet very interesting people. You adhere to certain rules of behavior, obviously. It is like life in other places, except that there is greater interaction among the people. Chapter 3, titled The Working Mother, speaks extensively of the role of a Muslim working mother. The chapter elucidates the mother's role in Islam as it relates to her work and home, presenting her lordship as highly successful in combining the stressful job of working and raising a family. The author craftily explains the intricacies and delicate balancing of the two roles. This is a highly enlightening insight into a situation that has continued to ruin homes whenever a woman takes a balance. This part of the book posts a lot of Justice Fati's advice to working mothers and career women. The advice is directed not only to Muslim women, but women all over the world, irrespective of race, creed, or religion. Chapter 4, titled Rolling the Wheel of Justice, Death at the Back, talks about her state generously quoted and the role of the First Lady elucidated. The author here narrates
Justice! Yes! Justice! Yes. I'm afraid he will beat me up the more. I'm not worried. No. We give you all the assistance. The same men that brutalize and traumatize us, you think we are still in the hands of the men? Oh my God!
All men are not like that. It is a materialization of 30 to 100 men.
Tantalizing woman at home, you know, so fine looking, always well dressed, and you expect me to rest. I was only thinking, and then she started doing modeling with, and she said, rapper. What do you expect? And is that where excuse me, you have to beat her. No, Shabi, you are running.
Yes.
And you have a rescue now.
Yes.
You will meet me at home. What do you remember the films we watched? Feast of Fury. Who are you? Are you not ashamed of yourself? Come from Father, will give you a big venue. Fighting this woman. You're a man. If you want to fight, go to the market and look for a man. Okay? You can come and serve as Fati. No, I'm not going to anywhere. What we are going to do now is come stand here. We are fighter. If you know you are a man, what fighter now? You can go and as well stay in this house. Come. If you don't fight her here, I'm going to beat you. Beat me? No, man.
promoter of my own company, thanks to Rafa. And she said that all this she does is for free. It's amazing. She does not want to receive or hard.
Good people are like that. You only continue to see the results of their handwork. This music really sounds so sweet. We don't want you to pray. She epitomizes dignity and honor. She is a good Nigerian. And even if you travelers, it does not matter who you are, whether man or woman, your creed, or where you come from. She's always there, ready to help.
She appears to be
She graduated from a day. That is not the issue.
Not the only like that, Justice of Niger State.
Yes! That is not the issue. Every woman like her, I've not seen any woman like her. And if you are like her, you are always there. Yes. Look, what is important is the family background. She must have graduated from a humble background. Discipline, parenthood, and thorough elementary education.
May 29. May 29 is there.
After fighting the fight, our fortunes are changing.
Yes.
We cannot post of women deputy governors.
Yes. Correct.
Women commissioners.
Yes.
Women society leaders.
Yes.
We must not remain where we are.
Yes.
We will bust poverty to the corner.
Yes.
We have the instrument. Yes.
The lady of the house, which deals with the following subjects: the lady of the house, the whole new life, the working mother, the rolling the wheel of justice, the zenith of love, Rafa's life, the reflections on the one, all on Honorable Justice Fati and Abubakar. I am delighted and indeed proud, if you permit me to be immodest, that this honor has been done not only to Justice Fati and Abubakar, but to me, and above all, the Niger State Judiciary. On a personal note, my association with their family started sometimes in 1976, when she was posted to Minister of Justice, Niger State in 1976, for her law school attachment exercise, and later as an NYC lawyer. Thereafter, as a Solicitor General Permanent Secretary, and subsequently as a High Court Judge. Thus, we have been working together as professional colleagues for a period of not less than 30 years. It is in the light of this working relationship that I feel absolutely confident to let you know that I Honorable Justice Fati Abubakar, in argument, is patient, courteous, painstaking, and is ever anxious and desirous to understand the submissions of counsel, ever allowed to see that all aspects of the problem in his sister, colleague, wife, mother, fellow combatant, the Honorable Justice Fati. I'm highly delighted to be the chairman of the presentation ceremony of the book, Honor and Dignity Personified, the life and principle of Honorable Justice Fati Abubakar, LLD. My relationship with the Abubakar family and the late Waziri Mina Alhaji Marwan Aldi family is common knowledge. Therefore, I'm very confident to perform the role assigned to me as a brother, classmate of Fati's husband, who is also a professional colleague and a good neighbor.
Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whose wise counsel.
Everyone presented by Haji Zainab Bello, Your Excellency, the Chief Slave of Niger State and the exemplary Nigerian who epitomizes the best ideas of Nigerian womanhood. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you will all agree with me that I can only be referring to no one but Her Excellency Honorable Justice Fati Abubakar, Judge and former First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Commend the author of Honor and Dignity Personified for this notable effort, which chronicles for us and for posterity the life and times of one of Nigeria's most accomplished women. As the title of the book indicates, Justice Fati Abubakar has always personified honor and dignity in her every undertaking, whether in public or private life. This has made her an enduring inspiration and a symbol of dignity to Nigerian women. In spite of her official judiciary responsibilities and her duties as a wife and a nation #1 citizen, she took up the challenge of championing the cause of Nigerian women. Her pet project, Rapper, has been in the forefront of the fight in women's rights, a clear testimony of the natural protective instinct of a woman, a mother, and a lawyer. I congratulate Abubakar for this very worthy literary achievement. I have no hesitation in commending this book to every Nigerian, male and female, who believes in dedicating service and commitment to a better Nigeria. It is my hope that the life of Her Excellency Honorable Justice Fati Abubakar will challenge all of us to dedicate ourselves to the service of Nigeria and humanity. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we perform the public presentation of Honor and Dignity Personified, I hope that your endorsement and support for this book will express through your generous donation. May God continue to bless Nigeria. Thank you for listening.
For me, two words, the Minister of Information, he gave me one money gone. And I want to opportunity to talk about the woman in the morning. Abubakar is my brother, Commander is my daughter. I love you. was here on cake. You don't have. Reading a book. I hope those who want to help Nigeria and help the poor will buy the book. So that my lordship, the Abubakar, Mrs. will use the fund also to help the poor before death will come. Thank you very much.
And she has also bought one copy for her library of the song of half a million miles. I'd like to start with His Excellency Dr. Peter Odili to the podium.
The celebrant of today, that is a rare combination of everything that is character, courage, and humbleness. Yes, it was a very fine opportunity to celebrate the husband who brought me, particularly and my compatriot, back home with a gift given to us. That is the truth. It is only a woman that can do three things at the same time. Feed a child for who you are, your contribution to the development of womanhood in this country. I present the book. I will read it. The first an inspiration. He also has given the book to our heart. I present it with 1 million naira.
The former head of state on the first joint meeting of the Council of States and Campus Ruling Council summoned me and specifically told me that that meeting would address the tenure of his regime and that it will be 6 months. And he requested that I pass this information and send it to my colleagues that he's going to spend just 6 months in office. Unfortunately, the same day, Abubakar passed away and I had to rush back to Lagos, and so did not take part in the meeting itself.
For the next 4 years, yes, I was late. Lastly, we are sure that the gate into the villa will be open to the slaves. You can see from the action of my dear brother, the chairman of the occasion, that the first donation he made was to the schools. Education in the United States is our first priority. So to complement what my brother did, we will take 1,000 copies for the libraries in the United States for the sum of 1.5 million. On behalf of the Speaker and members of the State Assembly, we will take 100 copies for the sum of 750,000. For the State Judiciary, since the subject matter is from Netflix, 250 copies for the sum of 1 million. On behalf of Senator Zainab Khoury and members of the National Assembly, regardless of the party they come from, 25 copies for the sum of 500,000. On behalf of the 25 local governments in United States, 100 copies for the sum of 1 million naira. For my family and my big support, my wife, who understands her husband and has assisted through the 30 years. Don't worry, I put my way like and I was there. We need 2 copies, although I have read my copy already, for the sum of 250,000. There was a communication, so I believe that the First Lady of Adamawa will be called on behalf of the wives of Northern governors. But I believe that Hajjah Jume Adiyu will also make a donation on behalf of Liza Ina. But I can announce it because I know that she will tell me to announce it. 500,000 for 10 points. Thank you very much.
Your Excellencies, the Chief Servant of Niger State and his wife, Hajjah Jume Ayiyu. You know, the family I come from, I was still having uncles being born when I was almost a grandmother. So don't worry about me like junior uncle. It's not significant. It's not a reflection of your age. Your Excellency and benevolence. When Abubakar called her, it made me of her desire to write a book on me. I at first did not take her seriously. And when it became evident that her intention was strong, I resisted against the idea, and I must admit refused to give her any assistance in her research. This is because I did not believe that I have made enough contribution to the progress of my country to be singled out with such honor. I realized that rather I should be writing on subjects particularly in my area of specialization. I thought therefore that my reaction was strong enough to have killed the idea because the author, who is my small here, did not approach me again on the subject matter. I, however, had not reckoned with Talatu's single-mindedness, determination, and doggedness to attain her desired goal, because unknown to me, a conspiracy had been hatched involving my several relatives, friends, schoolmates, and members of my immediate family to complete the project. Mrs. Abubakar for her intellectual progress, persistence, and determination in pursuing this project to such successful completion. This feat she has achieved has given me a new insight to her character. She certainly is a person who best befits those who will move Nigeria to a great success. My only feeling is for her husband, Alhaji, because if she wants something to have joined the league of those who have been so otherwise privileged. As I read the book, the pictures evoked many memories. So much has happened to me in my life, which I have continued to give God glory and thanks. As at the time I took the first picture in that book, I know for certain that thoughts of what I was going to become were definitely not in my mind. What I do remember is that at that time I knew for sure that I had a long way to go in schooling, because my father had left us his children in no doubt of his intention to give us the highest education within our capabilities. My father, late Alhaji was the best gender-sensitive, friendly activist at the period when such praises were not in fashion. I grew up in an environment where the gender was not as hindrance but celebrated, in consequence of which his street dread, whether male or female, enjoyed and had full access to the best schools obtainable in those days. He gave every child all the encouragement and devoted his time and resources to ensure we succeeded. He was then very proud of our small achievements. We made him a joke, because when he shows up about us, he took every opportunity to show us off, because he was actually very proud of us. Of inspiration. He was my friend, my sounding board, and above all, he was the person who could bring me back to reality. Thus, it gives me great pride to declare that he was a progressive Nigerian, because if it were not for his belief my life would have been different from what it is. Encouragement and dedication I have passed all these almost 45 years of marriage. 1998-99 was one of the first times he kept his words. He kept his promise to my father and faith in me, because enabling me to pursue my education and career. I remember several sacrifices you made, occasioned by my unavoidable absences in the pursuit of my career. The love you have extended to members of my paternal and maternal family and your dedication to our children. I very much appreciate the many advantages that I have continued to enjoy by my association with you, as manifested in this event. Your patience, perseverance, and understanding have remained unparalleled, and I could not have recorded any achievement without your presence in my life.
Good harvest for the seeds of their heroic deeds. The times were in this nation when the naira was stronger than the pound. It's a sad story today, but not for too long, we promise you. By virtue of this journey, you're going to look back and realize that for us, well done was better than well said. We commit to that by the grace of God today, that because of this crop of the 20 years graduated, the fantastic four we call ourselves, there was quantifiable, measurable, certain, and definite change that will make the generation yet to come be able to say, I'm proud to be a Nigerian. That is our pledge. That is our promise. And because of the interaction leadership promise, that will be a reality. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen,